here we go. All right, I'm going to get into this because I got the video queued. If I screw anything up, this is like the most elaborate OBS setup I've had to do yet. So bear with me. I think I got everything down, but well, if not, oh well. So this first video is from Time Magazine, who did I guess you could say a documentary on the Azov battalion back in, when was it, 2014? I don't have it saved, but it was years ago. And we're going to check that out. And then we'll get to talking about Patrick Lancaster after this. Oh, suppose I hit play.
It seemed like an odd way to spend a Saturday, watching the blood sports at a festival for far-right extremists. This was the summer of 2019, and I'd gone to Ukraine to learn more about these groups. From the crowds, one thing seemed pretty clear about them.
Wait, what did he say?
They weren't bothered by the fact
attention. What year?
From the crowds, one thing 2019, and I'd gone to Ukraine to learn more about these groups. From the crowds, one thing seemed pretty clear about them. They weren't bothered by the fact that this event was organized by the Azov movement, a far-right group that has increasingly been linked to violence around the world.
The shooter is linked to a 74-page manifesto filled with white supremacist rhetoric.
So, did you guys notice that? Oh, what up, everybody? All right, I just finally looked at the chat. Yeah. Why does it say it's held for review? What the hell? All right. Oh, a couple people in here. This is the most people I've ever had on a stream. Thank you, guys. I'm give myself a pat on the back now. But did you notice that in the video, they just showed the New Zealand guy that did the bad stuff, and then it's like they're trying to link it to these guys. Was there ever any evidence of that it was these guys that he was following? Because it would make perfect sense, since they're all, they were created by our three-letter people. Anybody know? All right, back to the video.
FBI agents say he expressed a desire to travel to Ukraine to fight with a far-right paramilitary.
Well, I guess I could have just waited for that.
Group.
At least one member of an American hate group also trained in Ukraine with Azov battalion.
Yeah, the one American worked for the FBI. He was training them. He wasn't getting training.
According to the FBI, domestic terrorists killed 39 people in fiscal year 2019, making it the most deadly year for domestic terrorism since the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing.
The threat of white nationalism has evolved since Oklahoma City, where
still acting like OKC wasn't another one of their little operations.
Domestic terrorists used a truck bomb to kill at least 168 people. Police don't tend to see such terrorists as lone wolves acting in isolation anymore.
All right, we're going to skip ahead. Let's get to this shit. See, look at that, man. They're trying to paint these guys out to be so bad, and then they just expect everybody to go along with the Ukraine stuff. Like, you were just talking about these people.
The revolution that swept across Ukraine, and the group emerged from the revolution that swept across Ukraine in 2014, and it has gotten a lot stronger amid the ongoing war with pro-Russian forces in eastern Ukraine. The fighting in that region has become kind of ideal breeding ground for militias like Azov.
So in 2014, gee, I wonder who helped them do that and get that new government going. Who helped them with that? Oh, wait, where the hell to go? I lost VLC. Oh, there it is.
At their public events, one thing that surprised me was how many Ukrainians tend to see Azov not as militants or extremists, but as war heroes. In Kiev, the capital, I watched an Independence Day parade where veterans of the Azov battalion marched alongside other volunteer militias, surrounded by cheering crowds, who thanked them for defending Ukraine against Russia. But even at the march, there were signs of the far-right ideology that's so common inside Azov. The symbols on their flags have been especially controversial. Azov says it combines the letters I and
All right, everybody knows all that shit. So, Time did this just 3 years ago, and now they refuse to acknowledge that it even exists because people were calling them out way back when the thing first started. Like, you just did a documentary on these guys. Why is it blocking all you guys from posting chat? It keeps. Hang on a second. I have to approve like every fucking. Yeah, anybody can. There's nothing about who can post chat and who can't. And there's another one. I keep having to approve everybody's chat. And I have no idea why that's happening. All right, but anyway, these guys. Time does this 3 years ago. Why is this not everywhere? How do people on the left see this and just be like, they seem like decent people. They must have changed over the last 3 years. It's ridiculous. All right, I cannot figure out how the hell to just let people post whatever. And no one's even swearing, so I don't get why it was blocking it anyway. But oh well. All right, so does anybody want to watch the rest of this? Let me know in chat, because I would imagine it's all just, yep, here's a bunch of these people, because I don't want to get in trouble for you. Oh, no, I gotta go back. Give me 1 second to find that video. Oh, wait, so I might as well just move on to the Patrick Lancaster stuff. So, has anybody heard of him? Anybody? Patrick Lancaster. Am I coming through here? Yeah. All right, you hear me. All right, so anybody doesn't know who Patrick Lancaster is, he's just an American journalist that's been doing real reporting from Ukraine since the beginning. His YouTube channel has all this stuff up, so I don't get why more people don't know about it, but, well, let's see, what should we go with first? All right. Try it again.
I'm Patrick Lancaster.
Nope, it's not picking up VLC now. All right, 1 second here. Oh, no, that is not what I wanted to do.
And right now we're in the southern part of the DPR, Russian-controlled territory of the Russian-Ukraine war zone. And right behind me is a bus that's just arrived that is reportedly holding some of the refugees coming from the hard-hit areas. We're going to find out a little more information and talk to the people here to see what the real situation is. But it looks like
is that volume good?
For this that's been trying to go on for several times now has finally made some headway, and some people are getting evacuated.
Anybody there? Anybody hear me? Hello? All right. So that's not violent. They're not being treated bad. Now, wouldn't these evil Russians just shoot these people as soon as they got out of the bus? Isn't that what we've been led to believe? I never thought I'd be on the side of Russia, but what's going on in Ukraine is even more corrupt than they are. What the hell? How did I just stop on this? Oh, man. I hope she lives. That's a good style. All right, let's cut to the end. Let him do the TLDR. No, there's no subtitles.
Okay, we talked to some of the refugees here, some very interesting stories, but it's about time that we wrap things up for the day. We're going to continue to bring you daily breaking news information every day. So please look at reports on both sides of the line. Find out for yourself what's really happening here. We're going to bring you everything we can here, but we can't cover every aspect of every story from every side of every line. So please like this video, share it across all social media. Remember, I'm an independent crowdfunded journalist, so you can support my work with the link on the screen.
Oh. Well, all of his links should be in the description. Let me take a look just to make sure. Yeah, this should be in the description right now. And then whenever this should be, once it goes live with the DVR thing, I can add more if I find any. But yeah, the Patrick Lancaster is the last three, and then you get the other stuff. This is what I posted. What the hell did somebody say about the Ukraine stuff? My community tab, just insane. Oh, it was a post about how the Ukraine refugees will call black people bad things. And if you look at the pinned comment, I replied with all these videos too. So if you've seen that, then, and these are the same links. Just if anybody's wondering, if you already copied these, there's no need to copy the other ones that are under the stream right now. Oh, thank you guys for the kind words. I'm just reading this now. Yeah, so I'm just wondering how it is that we're not really getting anything in the news. Meanwhile, that video that I just showed you is a little older, but that dude's still doing it. And we are not getting the truth as usual. Not like that should surprise anybody. Because I know I was in the invasion of Iraq, and then again from 05 to 06. And when I would talk to people back home, they would tell me stuff. I'm like, nah, that's not what's going on over here. Oh, and with that in mind, let me tell the invasion story again, just for anybody who didn't happen to hear it. So I got out of AIT medic training just in time to get to Fort Campbell, to get DCUs to go to Kuwait to invade Iraq. And in Kuwait, we had the civil affairs people telling us different sayings in Arabic, like Mustashfa is hospital. That's one of the main ones I remember. But they also said that if we encounter any media, we're going to tell them two things. One, we're here to free the Iraqi people. Two, we're here to find weapons of mass destruction. And then like a month into it, our CEO gets the whole company together and he's like, hey, that stuff about finding WMDs, no, we're not saying that anymore. We're just here to free the Iraqi people. And that's when everybody pretty much knew that it was BS, if they didn't know already, which I wasn't a based awake bro back then. I didn't pay attention. I mean, I was always suspicious of stuff. Actually, I did a senior thesis on the influence of mass media on the American public. So I must have been channeling my inner Alex Jones back in 2001. All right, I don't want to play any more of those videos. Just, they're actually, wait, one of them is from like 2014. That's the one I got to find. Meeting the Donbass Battalion. Ukraine, that one's... Oh, here's another thing. Yeah, this is one I wanted to play.
In Ukraine, a far-right militia known as the Azov battalion is holding summer camps for kids.
Тут не как в других лагерях.
Oh, RIP headphone users, if you had the volume turned up. All right, so the left is always calling people Nazis. And I'm just wondering, what do they call this? Because didn't that funny little guy from Germany used to have kids camps like this? It was called something youth. What was the first one? First letter, or the first word? I wonder what that could be. And look at this. But yet no one on the left is saying anything about this. Like, they won't even look at it. Some of those people are so far gone, you can show them all the proof. I emailed my cousin a list of like 30 links that I just had bookmarked for stories about, debunking the BS that she believes in, because she's not a psycho, armpit hair having fembot kind of person, but she's just an idiot who believes what her friends tell her. She doesn't do any research. Be safe out there. Where? How did you know I live in the ghetto? What the hell was I talking about? I'm all high and shit. Oh, I gotta figure out if this was Vice and what year it was. Let's see, the first one. Okay, no, the one from BBC was February 28th, 2014. So 8 years ago. It's called the the next word, threat in the new Ukraine. And then the children's camp one was from The Guardian, September 5th, 2017. This was posted. And all this stuff, it's still on YouTube. That's why when those people started putting flags in their bios and all that stuff, I'm like, what are you doing? You claim to hate these people. Yeah, the camp does look pretty awesome. He was putting together the AK, and I started hearing the old Soviet anthem from Rocky playing. That's how I feel every time I pick up my AK. I'm like, Drago. All right, I'll play a little more of this, because nothing bad has happened yet.
То ми пропагандуємо здоровий образ життя, заняття спортом. У нас майже всі спортсмени. Тобто дітей, яких в табори відправляють, там, де їх просто веселять, то в нас вже трошки інше направлення.
This is the future of Ukraine, of our nation. So we teaching children to love Ukraine.
Слава Україні! Слава нації! Україна! Україна!
Right. Oh, wait. Did that say white pride? Oh, yes, it did. Well, what do the lefties think about that? Let me get something to drink real quick. I mean, how easy is it to brainwash some people? This stuff is it's easy to find. It's readily available right on YouTube. This is who they're putting their flags in their bio for. Because it's not like this is just a small group of people. All right, let's keep going.
Україна!
Oh, wouldn't that be nationalism? I think that's nationalism, when you're proud of your country and you have some sort of anthem and you say it, like a anthem for the whole nation. Why the hell would you want to move there?
Разгильдяй. Не слушаюсь родителей, никого не слушаю, живу сам, считайте, по своим законам. быть больно больше
Oh, this kid's an edgelord.
Шел такой момент, когда парень
Oh, that is true, Mr. Pliskin. Where are the black people? Not a lot of diversity in this documentary. No inclusion either.
сам должен становиться мужчиной. Спорт рассчитанный на результат. Не хочется вырастить бойца.
That dude looks like he's in a shitty metal band.
Anton and his father, who served in the Ukraine military, prepared for the Azov summer camp.
Yeah.
Дякую.
Плюс, в общем-то, немножечко он такой разболтанный, у нас, как, наверное, все сегодняшние дети, компьютеры, Xbox'ы, скейты.
Dude does have a Man of War shirt on. Give it to him.
Не знаю, меня немного напрягают люди, которые там работают. Там всякие татуировки вот тут, коловраты всякие.
Oh. What's that say? I can't read that. I'm all high and shit. My eyes ain't working. What did Slavic? What is that word? This is who they're putting their flag and their bio for. Imagine if this kind of documentary was made in America, like, and it wasn't a group of glowies just pretending. People would be outraged. And yet this stuff is easy to find on YouTube and people don't watch it. Or maybe the left does watch it, but then their heads just explode and they count it as a COVID death. Oh, I've been wrong all along. Poof. COVID.
Это все языческие темы, там тоже типа фашисты.
То, что ты любишь.
Да.
Коловраты,
Бьют меня там
языческие
еще.
темы.
Для одних Азов это военный пол, который защищает Украину, а для других это как, правый сектор, который там бьет людей, допустим, на том же гей-параде.
Oh, wait. Go back.
Бьет людей, допустим, на том же гей-параде. Но я думаю, что
I think there are people who fight for Ukraine.
сам Азов это как бы те, которые воюют за Украину. Я думаю, что нормальные люди.
Wait a minute.
Вот военный пол, который защищает Украину, а для других это как, правый сектор, который там.
All right. Well, never heard about that. That's odd. Never seen it on social media where these people were doing that. But I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, again, these are who they're putting those flags in their bio for.
Бьет людей, допустим, на том же гей-параде. Но я думаю, что сам Азов это как бы те, которые воюют за Украину. Я думаю, что нормальные люди.
That's the weirdest mohawk ever. Kid has no style.
Ну а какие ты хочешь получить ощущения в Азове?
Не знаю, какой-нибудь экстрим, может, адреналина немного от того, что там вроде читал, что были типа.
This is some shit I would expect to hear Eastern European people saying, even if they weren't going to some sort of supreme camp. I just assume they talk to each other like this all the time. Like, yeah, we're going to learn knife fighting. Yep. Met some people like that in Bethesda, Maryland when we were partying up there before. Bunch of dudes from Poland. All based. One looked like a coke dealer. Had all this leather on. I'm like, dude, it's like 90 degrees out. You're nuts. All right, but does anybody want to watch more of this? Because it's all pretty much the same thing. The hell did I pause?
Revolution was successful.
Oh.
So
Yeah, this is
this
important
is our
right
territory.
Here. Yeah, I forgot about this.
How many Azov are here?
Boys from Azov.
Yeah.
Me, Asvik, and another two.
2013, Ukrainians rose up against the authoritarian pro-Russian government. Protesters gathered at the Maidan Square in Kiev and deadly clashes broke out. By February 2014, the revolution was successful. A month later, Russian-backed separatists ignited a war in the east. Many of the protesters who fought on the Maidan formed armed militias to battle the separatists.
All right, now why didn't the MSM make a big deal out of this back in 2013 and 2014? I remember hearing about it, but you know, it definitely wasn't what it is now. Well, because they didn't need it as a distraction back then. That's why. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, back then, back in 2014, they still had ISIS to use for cover. Let's watch a little more.
One of the most effective was a small far-right group, the Azov battalion.
The hell? Oh man, that guy's too cool. You know that it's a bad motherfucker when he's got fingerless leather gloves on. Look at that guy. Yeah. Like Charles Bronson and shit with those gloves. That's so corny. Dude looks like he might go shoot a gun, might go ride a Harley. They need to teach these guys how to dress. It's terrible. It's like he's trying so hard to be tactical, but he got the Wix tactical kit. What the hell kind of site is that? That's something in Battlefield. Okay, anyway. I gotta stop rambling on.
Azov battalion.
Який приймав участь у прямих бойових зіткненнях з ворогом. Потім це став полк. Полк, який отримав свою техніку, артилерію і так далі. І згодом це вже переросло в такий рух в Україні. Зараз це вже політична партія.
У нас діти майже всі, які багато років підряд приїжджають сюди, і кожного року вони їдуть укріпляти свій дух, свою міць. Ну, я нашими дітками насправді дуже горжусь.
It's almost like they were training them for something. Because that, like, I can understand teaching kids how to shoot. I had a Red Ryder BB gun pretty much as soon as I could walk. And then that turned into a 1022. But gas mask stuff? I mean, that's what we did in basic training. Strange.
Ну, так як ми тренуємо майбутніх воїнів, дітей, які будуть захищати, любити свою країну, вони мають бути готові до всього.
Oh. Hey, real quick, anybody who wants to be a moderator, so I don't have to approve every single time somebody posts, let me know. I will make you a moderator. It's a prestigious role. Anybody? Is this delay that bad? Anybody? Is this delay that bad? All right. Yeah, I have it on the fastest connection, and there's still like a 4-second delay. Yeah. See, and as soon as I say that, another one pops up. Have about 40 or 50 wrenches. All right, get back on the video. Yeah, so anybody else think this is pretty shady? That not only are they teaching them to shoot, but they're teaching them hand-to-hand combat, how to use gas masks, which that gas mask ain't doing shit. I hope that's just for practice. I hope they have some kind of newer stuff, because that I don't know what that is, but it ain't working. What the hell? Like, dude, how about you get some longer shorts there? Stick
Some
things
people
in
might
the
think
peel.
it's too hard for children. What do you think?
Я думаю, що для дітей це не важко, коли вони розуміють, яку велику ціль ми переслідуємо.
Диши, відпочивай.
Again. Is it like they're training them for something? Doesn't that... Is it like they're training them for something? Anyone else see this? Or am I just crazy? Oh, and another thing that's really shady is how that Oliver Stone movie got taken off of YouTube, which doesn't make any sense. Unless, well, you know.
Те саме, в принципі, робиться на базі рекрутів полку Азова ТЕК. Тобто ми дітей підготовлюємо до таких стресових ситуацій в житті, щоб вони
Oh, wait a minute.
книтиками.
Based. Fucking based right there. Because, yeah, we certainly don't do that here in America. And I'm not joking. I don't know about this guy, but what he said, that's what we should be doing in the West, but we're not. They got little kids that could take apart an AK and put it together faster than most Americans could take anything apart and put it back together. But that is definitely right there, based. They prepare them for stressful situations, but the truth is, they're just training them to be soldiers. Yeah, the Boy Scouts. See, here's another thing, man. I've noticed, and this is nothing against anybody who never played sports growing up, but I've never seen anybody who played sports growing up being really depressed when something doesn't go their way, when it's, you know, something that's not even a big deal, that some people would freak out about. Anyway. I will never smoke.
Ви можете побачити, як діти несуть покарання за те, що ми знайшли сигарети. В одного з хлопців ми знайшли сигарети.
Я більше не буду палити.
Інші його друзі-побратими теж несуть покарання.
Oh, mass punishment. One thing I do not miss about the military. Mass punishment pissed me off to no end. Oh, man. I don't understand how even... Like, I was an E5, and they would want me to do everything, go out on all these taskings, all this stuff, but then still get treated like a child. I had to live in the barracks as an E5. That was embarrassing, but I got the whole room. But they wouldn't let me move off post. And DC is expensive. Can't just take that out of pocket.
Тому що ми вчимо дітей, що вони одна велика родина, що всі повинні допомагати один одному.
Ні, якщо хочеш, можна зробити.
Ні.
А коли у дітей якесь покарання йде, то виховник або інструктор разом з дітьми присідає, відтискається. Тобто в нас нема того тоталітаризму, який був при радянській владі. І через покарання вони вчаться, так би мовити.
Мне очень нравится.
What the fuck? That dude. Oh, man. I can't imagine how terrible his posture is. You see this dude here? Can you see my little green mouse cursor on the screen? Because if you can see this dude, he looks like McLovin from Superbad. Terrible posture, leaning forward. Oh, look at that neck, dude. How does somebody walk like that? Sweet Jesus. Let's watch him walk again. That was creepy. Oh, man.
Мне очень нравится лагерь, но как
That's the one dude who's not athletic at all.
то немного все однообразно.
I got smoked as an NCO with all the lower enlisted. Most part I had more time. 4/5 my... Yeah. Dude, I've seen people in the infantry make E6 so fast because your points were at 450. It was, I think, 350 for E5 and 450 for E6. I saw dudes making E6 in 5 years. It was insane. Well, I think the one dude had a bronze star with a V, so I kind of understand. He was a bad dude during the invasion and then made 6 fast. Yeah, that mass punishment, I think, well, like in the military, it just pissed me off. But yeah, for kids in this country, yeah, when one person, make it like the RICO law. One of you little bastards screws up, you're all gonna pay. All right, they need to get some muscle on this kid. Little string bean ass.
То есть каждый день одно и то же. То есть как бы концепция хорошая, и как бы и физически можно очень сильно накачаться, и дисциплину получить.
Кепка назад и через центральный вход.
Как бы перед этим я вообще не боюсь.
Oh, uh-oh. There's a bad word. You guys see that? Can't say that out loud. Or else they'll call you. Well, I think we all know. Football, baseball, basketball, and scouts when I was a kid. Unless you want to be an outcast, you played. Yeah, that's something, man. I had friends that weren't athletic at all, but they still played. Like, they still tried. Nowadays, shit. Oh, yeah, here's a quick story for you. Fetterman, and I'm not even going to say his first name. The dude is a disgusting pile of trash, but if you're from Pennsylvania, you know who he is. Now, give me one sec here. I cleaned up one of my drives, and I don't know where I put the folder at. But you're going to see the guy who's the current lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania and is running against Oz for our PA Senate seat. Oh, now what the hell? I'm not going to be able to find the picture, but I could probably bring it up online real quick. Anyway, I'll give you the TLDR. If you know what Fetterman looks like, you know he's big and fat and bald with a goatee. He looks like he'd be a biker, like he'd be a Hell's Angel or some shit. But the truth is, he's just commie trash like Bernie. He's like, he would probably blow Bernie if he could. In fact, he might be like, might tell Bernie, like, I'll blow you if you just go a little farther left. But so if you find his official photo, and here's the TLDR part, which I don't know why the hell I can't, but if you look at his official photo, he's wearing a Dickies, like a 4-pocket Dickies shirt, like a mechanic would wear. And it's all wrinkled. Like, it's not, in those shirts, they shouldn't wrinkle like that. So he pulled it straight out of the package and put it on, just like they all do, just like all the lefties do when they pretend we're the working man. But so I got suspicious about him a couple years ago because if you live in the Pittsburgh area, you know that he was the mayor of Braddock for a long time and crime got way worse. I'll do a video about that one day. But anybody from Western PA, you've probably seen him on the news constantly. You know, like, and they started that about 3 years before he ran for lieutenant governor. It's like they wanted to get people used to seeing him. That was really weird. So anybody from the Pittsburgh area in the chat, I know I got a couple of dudes from around here, or just anybody, you could be from Ohio, West Virginia. If you get Pittsburgh news, then I guarantee you've seen him before. Well, if you watch the news a lot. Seems like he was on constantly. But yeah, that dude, we'll make a little video compilation of him. But just wearing that shirt in his official picture. Now, if you're in the military and your official picture, you're in your dress uniform and you have the American flag behind you. And if you're a civilian and you're a dude, you're in a suit. And you're not looking like a piece of trash. But that's what he did. Because he thinks he represents the working man. Well, here's the thing. That dude went to some very expensive colleges and he got his, I think, master's or possibly doctorate from Harvard. He was a trust fund kid. And I think he's a plant, to tell you the truth. That dude, they were like, hey, we'll just give you the shittiest city. They gave him Braddock. And if you look, he wanted to invest in the arts for the kids. He didn't want to get kids into sports or get kids into anything competitive. It was like, no, get them into the arts. Because, yeah, that totally makes so much money. But all that happened while he was mayor was the crime in Braddock got worse. That's probably why they had him on TV all the time, too. There was always something going down. But, yeah, that's the guy running for Senate. And that's the guy who's the current lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania. Just the trust fund baby that went to Harvard. Probably got a little bit of that MK Ultra action at Harvard. Maybe Dan Crenshaw did too. Okay, didn't he go to Harvard or Yale? I think it was Harvard. Oh well. All right. Back to this here video. I'm making this. The video is about 14 minutes long. I'm making it take like an hour. Thank you guys for staying. I'm just all baked, rambling on about nothing.
Болел этим патриотизмом. Сейчас у меня просто больше поднялось оно.
Праворуч! Кроком! Руш! Україно! Україно! Свята мати героїв! Свята мати героїв!
Как бы больше, что типа самое главное, это Украина, а не там кататься на скейте и так далее. То есть это больше важное.
За мужність та за силу, яку ти проявив сьогодні зранку, запрошую тебе підняти прапор. Рівняно на прапор.
I want to know who's funding these guys because they really do look like they got their gear from Wish. Man, that stuff is rough. It's like all the dudes wearing those sweet shorts, hiked up all high. Like, is that tactical, bro?
After 10 days, the recruits were taken to a new Azov youth camp that's being built for year-round training.
Ви зараз їдете на оболонь, на нашу другу базу. Так? Якщо з ними вже знайомі, помахайте ручкою і передавайте привіт від Азовця 2. Ну що, всі праворуч.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Crenshaw and, oh, you know what, if I have the picture, I have a picture of Tulsi Gabbard doing the triangle with her hands. Maybe you guys have seen it. I'll just post it tomorrow, because I'd have to get it off my phone. You were a squid bubblehead? Ever been to Bethesda by any chance?
А ворожа клята куля, в серце глибоко пірнула, біля мене, друже, тож мені байдуже.
Dude, this sounds like something out of a Borat movie. Like, this can't be the right translation. This is terrible. Everything about these dudes sucks. Except those AKs and the Russian anthem.
The new camp was still under construction and was the first stage in expanding the youth program.
This is going to be a new kitchen, and this is the administration. This is all our place. 80 можемо легко розмістити. В Харкові 60, у нас 55 і інші табори готуються. Чернігів скоро відкривається, Івано-Франківськ.
Where are they getting this money? I wonder. I bet it has 3 letters in it.
Про і так далі.
Over the next year, Azov plans to expand the summer camp so they can host thousands of kids all over Ukraine.
All right, now that looks fun. Haven't done that stuff in years. Oh, there it is.
A Russian state news channel had run a piece on the Azov summer camp. They compared it to the Hitler Youth and called Azov neo-Nazis.
Wait, what did I say earlier? What? I don't know. That was crazy talk.
An accusation often levied at them.
Ну, есть эти пару человек, которые поддерживают этих взглядов. Да. Вот у меня есть татуировки, но здесь ничего такого нет. У него другие взгляды, он бьет себе одно, я бью себе второе. И из-за одного человека не надо нас равнять всех. Вот.
Yeah, we've seen like SS tattoos, swastika tattoos. Like, you know.
Oh, wait a minute.
Swastika tattoos.
Oh, that's that sun. Okay. I get it. I was wondering what the hell. Like, what is that, a crab?
You know, you can't ignore that.
Кто занимается вот с детьми, весь персонал, который находится здесь, у них нету ни свасик, ни СС, ничего. Те, кто там, не знаю, там, может, на передовой где-то ребят там видят, те, кто занимается именно лагерем.
Okay, so they're all douchebags, but the people with the tats are like the supreme bags of douche. I see.
Приравнен нас Гитлер-Югент. У нас, ну, ни у кого свасик, ничего нету.
I can't be scaring the kids with tattoos. The pinwheel of friendship. What the hell?
Думаете, ну вот когда вы готовите, что они в принципе там могут пойти на передовую?
Ну, мы их не для этого как бы подготавливаем, потому что лагерь военно-патриотический, мы как бы...
Okay. Based stuff, but you know, in this situation. I'm really wondering, I'm hoping that someday somebody finds out exactly who funded these people, because, I mean, we all have a good idea, but you don't know. Don't know exactly who it was.
Передаем свой опыт, но не для того, чтобы они там в дальнейшем пошли воевать. Чтобы они...
Okay. I can dig these words, but we all know that's not what's happening.
Хорошо учились и расширяли нашу страну и поднимали с того уровня, который сейчас есть.
What the hell? Was that supposed to be a blood sweep? Those kids sucked. You would never be an EMT. I know they're just kids, but I gotta see that again.
Чтобы они хорошо учились и расширяли нашу страну и поднимали с того уровня, который сейчас есть.
Man.
Петарда. Обычная петарда.
Yeah, they need to work on their blood sweeps, because you don't need to lift up somebody's shirt if they're bleeding that bad. Do your blood sweep on the outside. You're going to feel blood. You're going to see blood on your hands. Any fellow EMTs or medical folks out there, or anybody who just knows that, you know what up. Was that a weed pipe? Oh. Oh. Artie Sim. That was a decent Artie Sim, yeah. Oh, okay, you know about Combat Lifesaver. I used to teach that. By the time I taught it, though, in 2004, when we got home from Iraq, they changed the name of it to the Eagle First Responder course, because it came from the former SF guy that teaches the School of Combat Medicine at Fort Campbell. Class which I took, kicked ass in. My roommate, who is now a doctor, failed because the final was this crazy thing where you had to go into a room. There was a strobe light going, really loud gunfire, all this stuff. And you had 2 patients to treat. The first one that you got to is dead. You're supposed to leave him. I know it sucks, but there's no CPR on the battlefield. And my roommate didn't. He kept trying to bring him back. And I immediately felt that he was dead. And I was like, nope. Because I figured they try to trick us like that. But plus, because I knew I learned that soon as I got to Campbell. And yeah. But you go to the second one, and it was really easy. You had to do like chest needle decompression or something like that. Oh, Doc, oh, okay. Yeah, dude, that's about the same time I was in. I was in from 2002 to 2012. Yeah, all right. That Fort Sam action, the Hacienda. Ooh, nasty shit going down in the Hacienda. I would not even walk in there. That place is just sticky. It's sticky to look at it. Your hands get sticky. You walk by it. I saw lesbians going at it in there. People fucking in the rooms where they have the drums and all that stuff.
Все, тобі в голову прилетіло. Продовж, опусти лише голову. Ти можеш його взяти.
What the fuck? What is this beard? Oh, what is this? Is this dude, and no offense to anybody who lives in a trailer, but is this dude like the trash of Ukraine right here with this beard? Like, you can't tell if he's Amish or punk rock or maybe the singer of a metal band or something. Or maybe he just woke up and walked out of his trailer and can't wait to tell you how good the meth he just cooked was. Anyway. Oh, I hate these people for causing us this disturbance in the world. I appreciate what they're saying they're trying to do, but we know what they're doing.
Не піднімай торс. Ти до нього. Отак. Таким образом. Ти можеш його підігнутися і так на себе взяти. Ближе, ближе.
What the hell?
Мне казалось, что как бы...
What?
То будет немного легче.
What are they doing?
Мне казалось, что немного строже, но как бы я не...
Was he talking about using his homie for cover while he was dragging him? Or what? Oh, 25th ID or Benning? No. I was at Campbell and Belvoir and then I got out. Hung out at Bragg a little bit though. That was cool. Grilled cheese. I would like grilled cheese. Oh yeah, Hacienda worse than a crack house, dude. Oh, just nasty. Just thinking about it makes my hands sticky. It's that nasty.
Сильно. И я понял, что реально вот это тот момент, когда реально одна ошибка может смерть человека.
Я ж тебе показав. Все, затаскуй. Затаскуй. Все, стоп, симуляція. Встали. Продовжуємо.
Допустим, когда граната, ты не падаешь, и все. Твоя жизнь заканчивается, и это немного странно.
It's not odd.
Что вот...
That's how it works. It's meant to maim. It's not meant to kill. Pay attention, you little bitch.
Как бы все люди допускают какие-то ошибки.
Anton and Dima told us they were never taught about Nazism or fascism at the camp. Gold explained his version of Azov's ideology.
Good brains go out because don't have a good monies in our countries. Another Europe countries can give a good pay for their work, but in our countries it's bad.
But yet you have this funding to do this stuff. And these aren't exactly the most high-tech facilities, but they're doing it. And you only see this kind of stuff in certain countries where they're training kids.
Intelligence go out. Only nationals can give only for this country, not Democrats, not liberalism, because they gave to us another culture. But we have our culture.
Based. Gotta say, based. Yep. Oh, Hood. Oh, God. So glad I never went to Hood. Pendleton. Never been to Pendleton. Been to Quantico, though. I did funeral detail there. Oh, Navy. Yeah, the Navy being gay. I made a joke when we were working together with Navy corpsmen and Air Force medics right before everybody started working together at the hospital in Virginia. We were messing around with a breathalyzer, learning how to use it. And the one E7 that was instructing us was telling me, you got to blow harder, you got to blow harder. And I stopped and I was like, whoa, I'm Army, not Navy. And everybody busted out laughing. But one guy really kind of went off like it was just the funniest shit he ever heard. It turned out he was gay. I didn't know. He ended up being cool about it. But we were going to lunch together and he was like, hey man, you know that joke? That's true. There's a lot of gayness in the Navy. And I'm gay, but I wasn't offended by what you said. And I'm like, because he wasn't a little pussy ass bitch, you know, like a little feminine bitch. The gay dudes that I know can't stand those guys. The little feminine fucking pussies. Anyway, I'll stop making fun of the Navy now.
Не умирай, гранаты руками отбиваешь. Ты в следующем году сюда приедешь?
Я, наверное, нет. К сожалению. Ну, потому что как бы было интересно, но однообразно сильно. Может, и приеду.
Я первый раз в жизни в табер пойду.
Okay, so I guarantee you their parents don't have to pay for this. I know I keep talking about the funding, but that's how you figure stuff out. So, oh, you live south of Hood, down near the border. Fort Hood and Colleen. Oh, yeah. Dude, there was always people dying at Fort Hood when I was active duty. you'd always hear a story about people dying really weird. And then there was that girl a couple years ago that got kidnapped and she disappeared. And then it turned out her chain of command had something to do with killing her, like her first sergeant. She was banging her first sergeant or something like that, and he ended up killing her. So his wife didn't find out. Maybe I'm wrong. It could be something else, but I know there was a E3 or E4 that went missing, and then they found out bad things happened to her.
Серьезно? Ну тогда ясно.
У нас в школе раздавали буклетики с азовца и... Точно. Потому что мне здесь понравилось.
Azov is often used by Russia to justify their false claim that the Ukraine revolution was a fascist junta. At the same time, their ultra-nationalism doesn't help. Whilst Azov only represents a small percentage of the people fighting in the Ukraine war, their influence is spreading.
All right, so do you think maybe whenever Vice or whoever did this video, pretty sure it was Vice, BBC, whatever, whenever they did this video, do you think right after they left, they pulled out all the stuff to brainwash these kids even further? Like the base stuff I get. Oh, it was The Guardian. Okay, probably could have just let that play. Fourth ID. Yeah, we fell under Fourth ID, my second deployment. I have that green X coin downstairs somewhere that I got from, it was the Brigade Sergeant Major that we fell under from Fourth ID. So I got a Fourth ID coin. Yeah, man, I want to look into these dudes further. There's probably no way to figure out who was paying him back then, because it somehow involves our three-letter people. I just want to know which ones. Probably the same ones that were doing what they did in Afghanistan. But all right, guys, I'm going to get going. I got to wake up early tomorrow. So you all have a good night. Nice to see that there's so many veterans in here, and there's even a medic, a nurse, all this stuff. Yeah. What? Wait, let me go through the chat real quick. One of the dudes was manlier, and the new guys arriving to the boat. Yeah. It was starting to get bad when I got out in 2012. I got out early 2012. But, dude, I was at Obama's inauguration. I was only 2 blocks away, sitting in an ambulance all day right next to a Secret Service Suburban. And we were right where the high school bands lined up, because there's a band from every state. It was really cool because I think it was East Allegheny that was the band from Pennsylvania. And I ran up and I was like, yeah, Pittsburgh. Salty who? Oh, that's probably the only reason I got people in here is Salty didn't stream, or he did and something happened, or what? Oh, he just didn't. All right. Well, you guys have a good night. I will see you later. I'll be streaming again as soon as possible now that I got this figured out.